Good morning and welcome to Papster at your place this morning. We are really pumped to be with you again this morning, and we're excited about what we have to share with you today. So, what have you been up to?
What have you guys been up to?
Have you gone to the park? Have you met either with your life group or another family or two? We hope that you are taking advantage of that level change so that, 25 of us can meet together outdoors. It's a great opportunity. I went for a walk with two different ladies this week, and it was just an amazing opportunity to get together and to talk and to catch up. And so, I really encourage you to do that.
Yes, and it is such a great opportunity. A lot of people can be so down in the dumps during this time. But, as Christians, we want to look at the glass half full. Yes. We want to make the most of every opportunity that we have to connect and, to use this time really just to get together. So I want to encourage you guys, man, life groups, you guys can catch up in the park, catch up somewhere out. I don't know, wherever you want to hang out, but make sure you guys make the most of the opportunities that we have at this current time. And
we've talked a lot about coming out of lockdown better and stronger.
Yes, we have.
So again, we just want to continue to encourage you to work on yourself, whether that's in a physical sense, whether it's your relationship with God, your relationship with the significant people in your lives. Do something that grows you, read something awesome, listen to something awesome. We're in the middle of our relationship series, it's a great
all around.
To be able to watch and learn from and grow from. So just want to encourage you to do that.
And speaking about, getting better, using this time to get healthier, in every aspect of our lives. I just love seeing people use this time to, do that. I've seen a lot of people on social media, Facebook pages, just going out for walks, doing some fitness challenges. I want to, just shout out to Joe, who just recently won his challenge over, I think it was 12 weeks, and the transformation that he's gone through. So I just want to shout you out, Joe. Mean work, man. Good on you. Congratulations for winning that challenge. That is absolutely
amazing.
Awesome. And everyone else that's doing this, keep on it. Keep on it.
Absolutely. And, of course, we've got our amazing community team.
Yes.
That have been doing the mahi every week during lockdown. And so we're going to go and have a look at the photos from Andrew and his team and see what they've been up to this week. Release your sound in here.
Got true love instead of pain. There's freedom, though you captured me. I've got joy instead of mourning. There's beauty in my brokenness. I've got true love instead of pain. There's freedom, though you captured me. I've got joy instead of more. We all sing it together, come on. You give me joy, down deep in my soul, down deep in my soul, down deep in my soul. Yes, you give me joy, down deep in my soul, down deep in my soul, down deep in my soul. We all sing it together, come on.
Amazing, awesome, Andrew. Thank you so much to you and your awesome team, the community team that goes. High five, man, to you and the team. We just absolutely love that you guys are making a real difference in the lives of so many families that are struggling during this time. So big ups to you and the team. Thank you so much for your hard mahi week in and week out. Karen, we are so excited for our program today. What can we expect?
Well, as always, we can expect epic time.
Yes.
So we always look forward to epic time. It's going to be awesome.
It's for our epic kids, but honestly, I enjoy epic time just as much as the kids. So,
that's right.
Hey,
always something to learn.
There is.
Yeah. So let's remember that. Doesn't matter what aspect of the program it's going to be.
No.
We can learn something.
That's right,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, engage. We've got some more music.
Yes, we do.
That will be great. I did a really special Your Place, Your Story.
Amazing.
And so, you know, like I said earlier, we're still part of our Relationships series.
I've been enjoying it, by the way. I don't know about you guys, but it's been amazing.
Great. And I got to speak to a couple of people who were so good, I thought, well, they should really be taking the series. So, I'm really excited. So stick with us.
For what? Your Place, Your Story?
Your Place, Your Story.
Oh, you guys got to catch that.
So, that will be awesome. I'm not going to give it away who it is. You have to stay in tune to see that. And then Victor.
Yes, Victor. Our awesome Victor. He is going to be bringing us our part 3 of this series, Relationships, and I'm just looking forward to the message that he is going to be giving to all of us today. So let's look forward to that. Love it.
He's talking about a really important part, of relationships. And so, make sure you stick with us and hear what he's got to say. But right now, let's go straight to Epic Time, shall we?
Ooh, let's do it, kiddies, Epic families.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Epic Time.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Epic Time. Well, there is no time to waste, so we're going to get into it straight away with our craft today. We are going to make, ta-da! This is our little love bug. Isn't he cute? Look at him. Isn't he great? So we're going to make one of these today. So let's get started. First, we're going to need our trusty glue. We're going to need some googly eyes. And now if you don't have googly eyes at home, you can just make your own from, a bit of paper and draw a little black spot in the middle. And you can make them as crazy as you want. You're going to need a paper cup or a plastic one if you've still got those. You're going to need some old trusty pipe cleaners or chenille sticks for decorations. And we're going to need some wool. Look at my colourful wool, isn't it beautiful? Then we're going to need scissors, of course. Now we're going to need a piece of cardboard that is just a tiny bit taller than the cup that you're going to use. Okay, let's get started. First, we're going to get our piece of string and we are going to hold it there like that, or maybe on the end like this, and then we are going to wrap it round 100 times. I think I'm going to do it 150 times, okay? So if you need practice counting, this is going to be a good activity for you. Okay, so 150 times. Are you ready?
5 minutes later.
147, 148, 149, 150, and one more for good luck. Oh, and another one. Okay. Now, once we've done that, just give it a snip here. Then you're going to get your wool and just snip off another little bit of wool here. So snip like that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get our wool here and we're just going to slide that piece under there like that. There we go. And now what we're going to do is we are going to just tie it off right in the middle of your big bundle. See? Tie it off there. I might just give it one more. Now, so that's the tied off part. Now we're going to turn it right over to the other side. We're going to get our scissors and we're going to cut it right through the middle. See, like that. Okay, make sure it's all snipped there. And then you're going to take it off. And here, this is the start of your little love bug. Look at that. We're just going to snip off the bottom because it's a bit long. Now, we're going to sort of shake them out a bit. Now we're going to get our cup. And you see that there. And all we're going to do is place it on top and then move it round like that. So once that's all done, what you're going to do is you're going to glue this bit here to the top of your cup. So now I've just tidied up my little love bug. I've cut off the bottom of the cup, so now it's a bit harder to see. And I've also glued the top to the top of the cup. Now you can just leave him like that if you want to, but we're going to give him a bit more body to his body, okay? So then we're going to get another little piece of cardboard, probably about a little bit shorter than the cardboard that you used from the body. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing.
A few minutes later.
Here is the little top for your little love bug. And again, you can use some glue and you can glue it on. I'm just going to place it on for the time being. Oh, look at that. Isn't he looking crazy? Okay, now what we do is we get our glue and our googly eyes. Look at that. Excellent. One more. If you wanted to, you could even do 3 eyes. You could do as many eyes as you wanted on your little love bug. It doesn't really matter. There we go. All right. He's looking pretty cute there, isn't he? Now, I might use a nice silver chenille stick, and here's a little trick for you. If you want to get it curly, all you do is just wrap it around your finger and then pull it off, and look, a nice curl going on there. And then you can just stick it on there however you like that. Look at that. Isn't that cute for a little love bug? So exciting news, Christmas is coming up, and if you're thinking, what can I get such and such for Christmas? I have just the thing for you. How about a little love bug? They are really easy to make and I think are particularly cool. So have fun making your little love bugs. But you know, don't go away, because you're gonna come and do some farming with me. And then we've got a gorgeous little story for you called Broken Bird. So don't go away, it's gonna be pretty awesome. All right, see you soon. Welcome to the wool shed. Come with me, we're gonna go into the wool shed kitchen and we're gonna get the milk ready for our little calves that we're looking after. Okay, so come on. So first things first, we have got 2 calves and we're going to have to give them some milk, but we have to make up the milk ourselves. And so what we do is we get, here's our bag of milk and here's our milk powder. Come and have a look in here. Oh, it smells so good. It just smells like milk powder and milk biscuits. If you're old enough that you ate milk biscuits at big camp, you know the smell. Really nice. So we're going to do 21 scoops of these, and then we're going to add in 7 litres of warm water for them. Okay, I'm going to go make this up and then I'll meet you over at the calves. So good. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, we're ready here with the milk. Let's pour the cows over. Come on! Come on, Henry! Come on, Henry! Come on, Nellie! Come on! This is their little milk bottles. Come on! Come on, Henry! Come on, Nellie! Here we go, here's their milk, all nice and warm, ready to go. Come on! Come on! Come on, Nellie! Come on! Come on, Nellie! Here we go. So Henry and Nellie here, they are about 3 months old, are they already, Farmer John? Yes, yep. They're about 3 months old at the moment, and they don't have a mum to look after them, so where your mum is at the moment. And they probably are about 60 kilos each, or are they a bit more now? Farmer John's nodding. He says they're probably about 60 or 70 kilos at the moment. And so they have milk twice a day, once in the morning and then in the evening time. And during the day, they're nibbling on the grass. I think this must be their favourite time of the day though. So after we've finished feeding the calves, it's clean up time. We have to do their dishes, and all their feeding bucket needs to be cleaned, and the bucket that we keep the milk powder in all needs to be cleaned as well. So it's ready for their morning bit of feed. It's one of the easier jobs on the farm, but it is a job that I love to do.
So please do join me as I read to you Broken Bird by Michael Broad. When Broken Bird hatched from his egg, he didn't know he was different from other birds. It was only when his brothers began to point and laugh at him that he realized he only had one wing. Broken Bird looked inside his shell to make sure he had not left it behind. But the other wing was nowhere to be found. As time went by, his brothers grew big and strong, gobbling up all the fat, juicy worms. They didn't give Broken Bird a chance. "You don't need the best worms," they teased. "You'll never fly with just one wing." Poor Broken Bird was only left the small, thin ones. While both his brothers learned to fly, Broken Bird began to build himself another wing, but it wouldn't flap and kept falling off. A single tear rolled down Broken Bird's beak. The day came when his brothers started stretching their wings to fly away. Broken Bird was left all alone. "Never mind," he said. "I shall use my 2 feet instead." True, walking wasn't as much fun as flying, but Broken Bird met lots of creatures along the way who had no wings at all. Although they could all swim or slither or run fast. "I just don't belong here," sighed Broken Bird. Maybe, he thought, suddenly feeling better, "I'm a city bird." And he set off, leaving the woods behind. When he reached the city, it was night time. Broken Bird's legs were very tired, and it was very noisy, and everything moved so quickly. Broken Bird started to feel scared. Broken Bird looked for a quiet place to sleep, away from all the bustle. He whistled a happy tune to cheer himself up. Soon he realized someone else was whistling too. When he looked around, he saw a yellow beak poking out of a cardboard box. "Hello," said Broken Bird. "Hello," said the Yellow Beak. "Why don't you come out so that I can see you?" asked Broken Bird. "Because I don't want to scare you," said the beak from inside the box. "You won't scare me, I promise," said Broken Bird, crossing feathers on his wing. The yellow beak belonged to a yellow bird. Broken Bird thought that she was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. "My name's Broken Bird. What's yours?" "Scary Bird," she replied shyly. "My sister told me a bird with one wing would scare people away." "I have only one wing too," said Broken Bird. "My brothers told me a bird that can't fly must be broken." They looked at each other for a moment, not knowing what to say. Then they started laughing. It was the first time either of them had ever laughed, and they were not sure how to stop. They talked and laughed until the sun came up. In the morning, Broken Bird and Scary Bird left the city and returned back to the woods. Broken Bird showed his friend to his favorite tree, and they set to work building a special nest. Life was good. And after lots of practice and two very strong wings between them, they even learned how to fly. The end. Bye-bye.
Wow, what a busy morning we've had together. But I hope that you've had just as much fun as I have today. Well, our story, Broken Bird. Now, I hope you remember this week that even though other people may look different to us, we need to love them just as much as we love ourselves, don't we? And I hope you have fun this week making your little love bugs. If you do get a chance to make some, take a photo and send them to me. I would love to see how crazy your little love bugs are. Well, that is the end of our epic time for today. I hope you have a very fabulous day and a most excellent week, and I will see you back here again next Saturday. Ka kite.
So I am really excited this morning to have these guys with us for Your Place, Your Story at Papstrit Your Place. So I have got Albert and Belinda Mataafa. And so welcome to Papstrit Your Place, guys. So awesome to see your faces.
Oh, good to see you. Good to see you.
So we are going to find a little bit more out about these guys this morning. So first of all, I want to ask you guys, what is it that you do Monday to Friday?
Okay, I'm a primary school teacher at the Seventh-day Adventist School in Papatoe, and I have been teaching there since 2005. So that's what I do.
That's a very, very amazing job. And can I just say that Mrs. Mataafa was my baby's very first teacher at South Auckland. And so, yeah, she has a special place in our family's heart. And yeah, it's just been, lovely to see her journey at South Auckland. So yeah, that's a bit special, hey? And Albie, what do you do with your days?
I work for Sanitarium. I've been with Sanitarium New Zealand since 2002, and then we did a stint in Australia for 6 years, in 2011 onwards. So some of you may have noticed we disappeared for a few years, but we came back, And now I work in the shopper marketing team for Sanitarium here in New Zealand. So most of my days, a salesperson would say I color in pictures all day. But yeah, I do a lot of promotions with Weet-Bix and Up and Go and other things like that. So it keeps me pretty busy. Yeah.
Awesome. And so obviously you've been working from home these last few weeks, LB?
Yeah, I have. We're quite fortunate. There's only 3 of us, and we've got 3 rooms. So one of the rooms naturally turned into an office.
Wow.
When everybody went into lockdown. I know it's a challenge for some, but we've been pretty lucky to have a spare room.
Yeah, and you've been doing the online teaching, Bells, with the odd day in there supervising as well. How's that been?
Yeah, it's been tricky trying to teach, 6 and 7-year-olds how to, focus on a Zoom and look at the teacher and so yeah, it's been hard, but it's been rewarding. God has been so good with our children and their families that are out there. I've got an amazing bunch of colleagues that we just pray together. We have worship every morning before we even touch the keyboard. So that's been a huge blessing. Yeah, it's been tough, but it's also a blessing to see the kids and also to see my colleagues and just to see how they're doing as well. So all thanks to God and his blessings upon us. Yeah.
I enjoy because I can hear her in the lounge.
Yes.
And so I see her. She's standing up, she's dancing, she's singing, she's trying to get these kids engaged, and I spy them calling out Mrs. Mazapa. It's so cool to hear, which is a huge contrast to some of the meetings I go into. I wish I could jump up and sing a song and dance around, but
I've got board meetings this week. I'm not sure that's probably what would be expected.
You really should try, and I've seen Bells dress up sometimes to do it as well. So.
I love it. We might have to have a dress up board meeting. Nice. Hey, so how long have you guys been coming to Papster?
Oh, I think I flagged. I first came to Papster when they had Friday Night Live. And I think it's going over 20 plus years. 20.
Yes, that makes me feel old, LB, because I was part of the team that led that.
Wow. I remember being in the first Jesus production that I'd been part of. But yeah, I came to Papster back then, and it was I got invited for lunch and I stayed.
Wow.
So huge witness in ministry.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. What about you, Bells?
I joined Papster in 2000, and I remember really clearly that you guys had a concert or something, and Leah Wolfram was one of the main singers, and she was only 8 years old. And so she was only 8 years old when I first got to hear her sing.
Okay, you guys are making us all feel old today.
Well, it's just a testament to Papster and their connections in the community, and
beautiful.
We sometimes take for granted, but it made a huge impact in our lives. So we're sitting here because of it.
Yeah. Love that. Now, listen, I guess to do with that, we are in the middle of our relationships series, and so how long have you guys been together?
We met at Teachers College, so that's what, 99, 2000.
Okay.
So we've been together since then.
I didn't know that. Wow, that's very cool. Go get a degree, guys. You could meet your husband or wife.
And don't be like me. I mucked around. I just wanted to see her at school.
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that.
Another story.
Hey, so I guess one of the reasons that I wanted to talk to you guys today is that for the last couple of years, I am friends with Belinda on social media. And Belinda, you have, I guess, used social media as a bit of an accountability tool to keep you on track with your health and fitness journey the last couple of years. But I've noticed that over the last few weeks since lockdown started, that you guys have been on a bit of a journey together. And so I would love to hear a little bit about that.
I'm sure a lot of husbands or others can relate to a stubborn partner. My wife has been amazing. And so she's been dedicated in doing these exercises and sharing it online with friends and such. And I've just watched and carried on doing my things. She's been praying for me for a long time. But she understood that she can either force me to come and do the stuff, or she can just pray for me and let God do it. And I'll at some point decide. Something clicked for me to kind of, you know what, I'll give it a go. And so we kind of started this walk together, and it's just trying to stay active. I'm not climbing mountains. Mind you, Ronnie did take me up a steep one the other day, but it's just the idea of staying active, because my job does involve sitting behind a keyboard and meetings all day. And so Val's like clockwork. There's always a period in the day where she disappears. She goes into her garage and she starts sharing, and she does the exercises. And I found it's not just the exercise, it's the release, it's the discussion, it's the sharing, and who knows who you encourage. So I've just been watching it from afar. I pop my head in from time to time and do a little skipping with it. And then I thought, you know what? I'll just post up my walk, and at least it'll hold me to account. And to your point, you don't know who's reading it. But I've been trying, and in the evenings you start feeling, oh, I'm getting a bit itchy. I feel like going for a walk. I need to go for a walk.
Wow.
I've been behind this desk all day. And Bells hasn't had to, actually, I've been telling her, hey, babe, I'm going to go.
Oh, wow.
But I know she's tired, and to her credit, she's come along with me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of, it's evolved from her journey to kind of vicariously becoming my journey, then becoming my journey.
Yeah.
And like, by no means am I looking at, I'll probably do a marathon one day.
Hey, good one.
But a little at a time, we'll just start with a walk each day.
What I've noticed too in your posts, so that is awesome for your health, and we've been talking lots during lockdown about how we can come out of lockdown better and stronger, and I love that you're doing that for your health. But you've been talking online too about it being a prayer walk, so talk to us about that aspect of it.
It all started when I started doing my own videos, that it was because of my relationship with God. And it's amazing what you can do when you start to work out and do some exercise, because every strength, every little push that you need, I'm always hearing myself say, come on, Jesus, just give me the strength. And then, you end up doing that. With the prayer walk, it was actually Albie's idea to sit down wherever we could find a seat halfway through our walk and just thank God for our health, our family, and our friends out there. And we would pray as we would, have a little rest and just have that time to spend with Jesus. But we wouldn't, as a couple, unfortunately, be able to have that time to pray together if we didn't think about how important our health is. But again, God talks about our body being that temple and to look after it, and because He's gifted it to us. So to have that time to stop and pray has been an absolute blessing, because there are some things that we're grateful for and we forget because of COVID. We're worried about what's happening out there and we forget what God has done for us already. So the prayer and the stop has really made us come closer to Him. I believe, not just as individuals, but as a married couple. Yeah. And with Ashton involved as well, him seeing mum and dad, just, having that time together has been a huge blessing. So we're out there.
Amazing. It's so awesome. That's it. Kill two birds with one stone. You are, three birds. You're getting healthy, you're strengthening your marriage, and you're getting closer to God. It's amazing.
It's funny because I may have had an ulterior motive for the prayer stop. I was tired, right? But we're pretty lucky where we are. We've got some beautiful lookout points, and there's these chairs that are just plotted along the path whenever you get a chance. And I realized we work a lot. We work quite a lot, during the day, and so there is a disconnect. And the only really time you get together is when the kids are in bed, or we've got one, put them to bed, we get a chance to sit down and have a cuppa. And then you're going, good night, That's about it. And then you go through the cycle again. Yeah. But we found these walks gives us a chance to go, just acknowledge how much support Bells has for me. This is just my own. but also a chance for us to just talk on the walk. But then when we do sit, we've been really purposeful in what we're praying for. We've got some personal goals as a family.
Yeah.
But we've also got a son in Australia who we pray for.
Yeah.
We've got our little one, he's coming through school when he pray for. Our own immediate families, and then others who are probably less fortunate, who aren't coping in this current environment, or the fear of jobs and work and such. And we're quite, that's the bits that we find we're grateful for. But it really gets ourselves out of ourselves for a moment.
Yeah.
The prayer chair.
Yeah.
When we go on this walk, and when we leave, it's probably another 3K to get home. So we try and put it right in the middle, so it's 3K to get there, 3K to get home.
I love it. I love it.
And it gives you another chance to talk all the way home.
Yeah.
But for a moment, we pause and we do it together. That's the biggest thing.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I'm so excited. And I'm so excited that you get to share that with our Paps Stefano and encourage them, hopefully, to do something similar. I love it. So as we finish, I'm just wondering if you can, in 30 seconds, give Papster your best relationship tip. So whether that is something that you were told or something that you have discovered together, but what is one thing that you would say we have really found that this helps to grow our relationship?
30 seconds. Oh, wow. I guess we've just learned it on the way, and with people who've really loved on us as a couple and as a family. And one big thing for me as a husband is just not to assume. You're in a relationship for so long, you sometimes make assumptions that they know where I am, they'll be fine. And you get talking with the boys, and next minute it's gone past an hour, and I should be fine. All these things build up if you take it for granted, whether it be finances, whether it be, whether we're okay, whether we've connected for a moment. It's just making that assumption we're all good. And if you don't check in, you can really fall into a hole later. So I really encourage you, don't assume, check. Be purposeful in opportunities to check in. It could be when you're washing the dishes or folding the laundry or going for a walk.
Such good advice. Good advice, Albie. I love that. What about you, Belinda?
I'm just simple. I just think that you just got to leave it to God. At the end of the day, you pray for everything you're worried about, everything you're happy about, everything you're scared about. Wow. In your relationship, you give it to Him. And I'm an advocate for having that silent time and just listen to what He's telling you. So for years, I pushed and tried to do it on my own, trying to get Albie healthy, worried about his health. And when I let go and let God, miracles happen. Miracles truly do.
Wow. Okay. So guys, I'm just thinking that you should be preaching in the relationship series because this is good stuff, guys. Like, they might be back. Part 2 next week, perhaps at your place with Albie and Belinda. No, but seriously, you guys are amazing. And that is such good advice. You guys clearly have God at the center of your relationship. And we hear that in the church world a lot. Don't let it become cliche. It's such good advice. And it's something that not many do, because it takes some intentionality. So yeah, amazing advice. And thank you so much for joining us for Papster at your place this week. And we have loved seeing you. All the best, Belinda. By the time this airs, school will have started again. So I really hope that goes well. Can't wait to hear all about that. But yeah, thanks, guys, and take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Yes.
Good morning, Papsda. We are continuing the series on relationships. And the reason we decided to have a series on relationships is this. The research states that over 80% of a person's joy in life is related to their satisfaction in relationships. It is true at work, at home, in church, and even in the supermarket when you are interacting with strangers. Here are some questions I would like to ask you. Do you like to be heard? Do you like to be understood? Do you like it when people hear you out? Do you like when people get you? And if you said yes to any of these questions, then you have a good reason to stay in tune for the following 20 minutes. I'm going to talk about the principle that is very fundamental for any kind of successful and fulfilling relationship. I'm going to talk about empathy. What is empathy? Empathy is often misunderstood by many people who confuse it with sympathy. Sympathy, while a valid emotion, refers to how you feel about someone else's misfortune, whereas empathy, on the other hand, shows that you understand how the other person feels. In other words, empathy is not about being warm and fuzzy, but about demonstrating that you have seen the world from another person's point of view. See, sympathy says, boy, I'd hate to be in that man's shoes, when empathy says, I was in that man's shoes, and what I'd want someone to do for me if I were in that condition, I will do for that man now. Now, Daniel Pink says this: empathy is about standing in someone else's shoes, feeling with his or her heart, seeing with his or her eyes. Not only is empathy hard to outsource or automate, but it makes the world a better place. And here is my key thought to you. Empathy requires that you take that a step further and actually try to place yourself emotionally, with your feeling, in another person's situation, so that you can see the world, feel the world, experience whatever the other person experiences. And that is empathy. Feeling, seeing what the other person is seeing and feeling. Let me tell you the biblical account on empathy. The Bible tells us about divine empathy in John chapter 1 and verse 14. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. Why incarnation was a compulsory factor in the plan of salvation? Well, to be able to help us, Jesus must have walked in our shoes. To change our planet, God had to become one of us. God knew there was no other way to change the world than to become a human being and connect with us spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And of course, then the author of Hebrews in chapter 4 and verse 14 says this: "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin." See, God didn't just have sympathy over humanity. Empathy drove him to become one of us. You see, empathy works both ways. It helps the other person to feel connected when they are understood and when they feel your compassion. It is actually a neuro-mirroring phenomenon. You can't fake it, but neuroscience has proved that similar areas of the brain are activated both in the person who suffers and the one who feels empathy. This is fascinating. On the other hand, it helps you to connect and see how you can help the other person better. You gain the true perspective. As Jess Leah said, empathy is your pain in my heart. Can someone learn or develop empathy? Is this some kind of skill that you can grow into? Yes is the answer, but you can't learn it by reading a book or by attending a seminar and then smile, look into people's eyes and say, yes, 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 I see what you are going through. The good news, and don't miss this, the good news is you can never fake empathy. Isn't it good? I believe it is. Because empathy isn't a discipline you can train yourself to follow. But I want to ask you then, what makes some people less empathic and some more empathic? What we believe about ourselves and other people will determine our ability for empathy. For example, if you believe that you are perfect or you never make mistakes, you will never be able to give a single dime of empathy. Or if you believe that people should act in a certain way and do certain things, you will never squeeze a single drop of empathy. Recognize that you yourself are imperfect and are in need of grace. Here is what I usually say. We are unable to empathize with others if we do not look beneath the surface of our own lives. And secondly, if we are not walking in our own brokenness and vulnerability, we will never be able to empathize with other people. This is what Jesus, in fact, says about this. In Luke chapter 7 and verse 47, Jesus says, "But to whom little is forgiven, the same loves little." So those people who are not walking in their vulnerability, are not walking in their brokenness, who think they are perfect, who think they are righteous and spiritual champions, they don't look beneath the surface. They don't have their own experience of brokenness, so they think they don't. And as a result, they pass on judgments and they are unable to be empathic and give love to other people. As you can see, the ability to see the world from another person's point of view doesn't come easily to us. If we don't experience God's love in our hearts, we will see people as the most horrible, wicked beings. We will be demanding that they fit in our paradigm. So where do I start on the journey of empathy? And I would like to share with you a few simple steps. But remember that these steps are not a script you can just follow to grow in empathy. As I said earlier, empathy is not a skill you can learn by reading a book, by just following some bullet points. It is about you experiencing God's love in your heart. It is also about you walking in your own vulnerability. It is also seeing yourself through God's eyes. It is also seeing other people through God's eyes. So it's really more about your state of your mind, state of your heart, rather than skill and rather than techniques. But some things can still help you to grow a little bit more into this and become a little bit more empathic to other people. So here are some simple things that you can do to grow more in the experience of empathy. The first one is look beneath the surface, first of all, of your own experience. Acknowledge your own brokenness and vulnerability. Suspend your expectations of others. Ask yourself, what is my must, should, or to statement in relation to this particular person or people. And last of all, be silent to be heard. Speak only when you are absolutely certain you have walked in the other person's shoes. I hope that these thoughts provide further encouragement for you to grow in your relationships. Remember that 80% of our joys in life are directly related to how we perform in our relationships. Go, experiment, have fun, and enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and I hope that regardless of all of what's happening around us, we will still enjoy our life.
Are you hurting and broken within? Overwhelmed by the weight of your sin? Jesus is calling. Have you come to the end of yourself? Do you thirst for a drink from the well? Jesus is calling. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Leave behind your regrets and mistakes. Come today, there's no reason to wait. Jesus is calling. Bring your sorrows and trade them for joy. From the ashes a new life is born. Jesus is calling. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Oh, what a Savior! Isn't He wonderful? Sing hallelujah, Christ is risen. Bow down before Him, for He is Lord of all. Sing hallelujah, Christ is risen. Oh, what a Savior! Isn't He wonderful? Sing hallelujah, Christ is risen. Bow down before Him, The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. As you wait for the crown, tell the world of the treasure you found.
Amen. What a beautiful, beautiful song to kind of, bring it all together. Come as you are. I love that song. And I just want to say, Victor, thank you so, so much for bringing us the word today. Part 3 of our series, Relationships, and the different challenges that you have laid for us as a church family to grow, to make that, that next step in our relationships, church family. Let's try and do that this week. By God's Spirit and His strength and power, let's grow deeper in our relationships. And so, let's try and apply those different tips today. This week.
Absolutely. And next week we finish our relationships series.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I'm going to be talking to us about communication.
Oh, that's key.
That's right. And we've got some special little guests that are going to, show us a little bit more about communication.
Love it.
Stay tuned. Make sure you join us next week for that. And also just making sure that you are remembering to contact one person every day.
Do it.
That's a really important thing to do. You know, just message somebody, give them a call, check in. That's who we are. That's how we roll.
Love
it. Let's make sure that we're doing that. Let's make sure that we are staying in touch.
In touch and also connected. We want to make sure that you all know what is happening with PEPS, if there are any updates. So just make sure you are tuned into all of our social media platforms and e-update. That way we can communicate with you. We can keep everyone in the loop of what's happening during lockdown.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's us.
That's us for another week, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Yeah. And until next time, stay safe, be kind, and remember to grow you.